Within the social sector specifically, Busara has worked with a number of partners, specifically CSOs, civil society organizations, over the last 7-8 years. And through our collaboration with them, particularly from a research and advisory point of view, we came to realize that these CSOs are deeply embedded within the communities that they work with. They have a very good understanding of the needs, of the attitudes, of the preferences, of the behaviors of the communities that they work with, the citizens that they serve. However, we also learned that some of the approaches and the strategies that they rely on can be strengthened.
There's always been a need for a resource like the low-cost message testing guide. We've seen that in a lot of cases, civil society organizations really do struggle to get across an effective message from the work that they do. The impetus to put together this resource really came around during COVID, where it was really difficult for us to have in-person collaborations that we usually do in capacity strengthening initiatives such as this one, when we aim to build the capacity of civil society organizations. This process was really a collaborative one between ourselves and several of our civil society partners in East Africa.
The low-cost message testing guide can be used as a reference tool. For example, when organizations are trying to think about what research methods, particularly quantitative or qualitative methods, they can adopt in testing their communication campaigns. In the guidebook, we have broken down qualitative and quantitative methods. For example, when trying to think about a focus group discussion as a qualitative method, how can they engage their communities in discussions and conversations about a particular campaign? It breaks it down in such a way that it's simple by looking at a focus group discussion process on a step-by-step basis. One of the things that we have outlined in the new website is a specific tab on any upcoming events, whether it's a learning event in a specific country or even virtual learning events that we have coming up. So those are going to be regularly posted on the website. So under the news and publications column, users can be able to log in there and see what new publications we have, anything of interest or anything that they can use in their work. With regards to LCMT, we tend to receive a lot of questions, either if it's someone we've been working with for a long time who already knows what LCMT is, or even someone who's encountering it for the first time. So under the FAQs tab, people can get to learn about some of the frequently asked questions, whether it's about our training initiatives, how they can use the guidebook, as well as other interesting questions that are important and relevant to the use of the guidebook. One of the most interesting things we've done of late is to translate the guidebook in a Swahili option. And not just Kenyan Swahili, we've leveraged on Tanzanian Swahili, so that our partners in Tanzania can also be able to use the guidebook in a language that is accessible and also understandable to them. Right now on the website, users can be able to download the guidebook in a language of choice. So if you prefer English, you can be able to download it in an English version or Swahili version. The guidebook exists in two formats. We have a PDF version of it, and then we also have a website. So the website is more interactive.
I and a team of other 3 took part in a training by Busara on low-cost messaging techniques. Part of the things we're proud to have learned from this is the framing of our messages for different platforms. The other is the choice of messages for different platforms. We know that different people are interested in conversations on different platforms. The other is collaborative development and testing of our messages before we put them out. Because we're a team that has different people, different audiences, we are aware that it cannot be a one-man show to do communications. We've got to incorporate the interests and the works of different people. So we plan our posts, we test them out, make sure we're effective, and we communicate what is necessary. And so we've seen our visibility increase. The reach has gone higher because of the skills and the knowledge required from the training.
The guidebook has several advantages. The first is that it is really contextualized and tailored to the needs and reality of civil society organizations in the East African context. The second, I would say, is that it is flexible enough that it can be used and applied in different contexts and for different problems that civil society organizations are facing. And the last one is that it is an opportunity for civil society organizations to collaborate and learn from each other, learn what works, and learn from the failures of others as well.
So we're really excited that we are finally launching this guidebook. It's a couple of years in the making, and we're keen to see how we can improve it based on how the uptake is beyond the partners we have and what it can do to really deepen democracy, good governance, accountability, and transparency as a result of the work that our civil society organizations